is Impact Hall of Famer Gail Kim, and you are watching the Countdown City WrestleCast.
What is up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC. Joining me is that guy, Tommy.
Hello.
And we got Big Mike.
What's up, guys? 2024. Let's go.
It's not gonna be May. It is May, everybody. May 1st. And I guess
It's already May.
It's already May.
It's gonna be May for another 31 days.
Yes,
30
exactly.
days.
Another month where we're gonna get 5 shows out of the whole deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
The way the calendar works out. So, excuse me. What's up, Bernsey? What's up, James? Welcome.
What's up, James? Bernsey?
Yeah, yo.
We're going to be talking about TNA Under Siege and WWE Backlash, or Backlash France as it's being called. That's what we're going to be discussing today.
Backlash.
I mean, hasn't France
No.
had to deal with backlash from people for like a long time, honestly? We all kind of
To be fair, they bring it on themselves. Not
Right,
trying
I
to
mean,
pretend, so.
Yeah.
You know,
For sure.
as Eddie Izzard famously said, they're kind of French.
There's another one. Pour some sugar on
Sugar
me.
home, man.
Wow.
That's a good one. I like
Yeah,
that.
that's what I haven't seen.
We'll start with what's up, Jason? Let's start with a little bit of wrestling news. Fresh off of Dynamite, it looks like Kenny Omega is no longer in the Elite.
Well, he was fired back after when the Bucks turned, or when was it? They fired him and they fired Hangman from the Elite.
No. Hangman is definitely suspended. He's not fired.
Oh, was it?
okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Kenny was officially fired, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
They had to do it. You know, unfortunately, it was necessary for the good of the business. You know, at least that's what the script said.
Obviously, this is eventually setting up Omega versus Okada at some point in AEW down the
I
road.
mean, probably is.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got to say, the Young Bucks have found the perfect roles for themselves.
Yes.
Because the thing they are best at is being annoying heels that you hate so much, and like you want to see someone beat them up, and eventually, obviously, someone down the line they're going to get theirs, as any good storyline would go. But they're doing really good at this, like EVP kind of being in charge and being dicks about it. So kudos to them for that. I think it's really helped, and I think it's really doing good things for AEW.
All in, interesting. Yeah, it may not be double or nothing, but all in, that would be really cool.
Yeah, I mean that would be a good one.
Could be. I mean, because I don't know if Kenny ever said if he needed surgery still or not for his diverticulitis. So
They were still kind of selling, he'll can't have blunt force trauma, something like that. So he's still in recovery a bit, but yeah.
Blunt force? Oh, sorry, that's another time.
Yeah, that's whatever. On the local front, Mission Pro Wrestling announced a few matches for their Summer Lovin' event. One of which that I know we're all looking forward to, Denise Day versus Angel Blue.
we're looking forward to half. We're looking forward to half of that match.
I don't know who Tommy's cheering for in that one. I think we're still trying to figure it out.
We know.
It's such a coin toss,
exactly
isn't it?
But I
It's
do
almost like someone books these matches to annoy me specifically. But Brian would never do that.
Well, at least Brian said, "Hey, you know what? Denise likes to fight. We saw that with Miranda. Let's give her someone else who likes to fight." And here we are.
Someone likes to be a jackass.
Well,
it's going to be a fun match for sure, though. I definitely think it's going to go really well. So
yeah, but
we have advised Denise to really start hitting the weights because having to fight 1 bajillion pounds of pure muscle, that's going to be a task.
I still hate that I had to say it.
Don't get me wrong. I fully believe in Denise and that she's up to that challenge, but it still is 1 bajillion pounds.
I still hate that I had to say that. Like there's recorded evidence of me having to say that out loud.
Another thing announced: the EC3 is going to be there, and it looks like they're setting up him versus JP Harlow. At least social media seems to throw that out there.
Yeah. So they had their on a mission last night, which I'm not gonna lie, and I do apologize. I kind of forgot about, just with everything else going on. But he showed up and announced that their Exodus Prime, which I guess is part of his company or something that he's
Exodus Pro.
Pro. I'm
Exodus
sorry.
Pro,
Yeah,
Because Exodus Prime is actually a wrestler in Dallas.
Right, you're right. My bad. But they're starting a women's tournament. They're starting a tournament for a women's title, and the opening or some of the opening round matches are happening at Summer 11, and that's the other match that was officially announced from Brian. Did you have that one?
I don't have that one in front of me. No. So.
Okay, that one is Queen Uju versus someone I have not heard of. Maybe you, Tommy, Avery Bro.
Actually, no, that was a new name for me too. I was like, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm all for new names. Let's get there.
Yeah, I mean, Mission Pro has done nothing but amazing things with bringing in new talent and having their debuts. But that's apparently a first round match for their title tournament. Something for Atalantia or something like that. I have to look that up again, but it's starting there, and I guess they'll have their finals. And it's also connected with NWA. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't get to watch that. These things.
I was gonna say it is related to that, right? NWA kind of
connected
thing.
with NWA.
Yeah. But I want to say that with the social media posts about him being there, like calling him, is he the new man of Mission Pro? Does JP Harlow have some competition? And JP kind of called it out like, what the hell? I've only been gone 2 weeks. So I don't know. Maybe they're working something in there. We'll see.
I don't know. And it may be because I do know on the show that I was on after MPW Mania, Emily had alluded to the fact that this was supposed to be the first show in maybe almost 2 years where it was a full female card.
Okay.
So they may be there in attendance, not in a match. I don't know, or things may change.
Okay.
But those are the two official matches. Then Jason kind of alluded to this. There's obviously two matches that have not officially been announced, but one that was alluded to in a promo, and then one, of course, based off what happened last time.
I think it's been made official. They just don't have a graphic yet, because Carolina is now back to being her general manager status. But yes,
that's true.
It says it there: Thunder Rosa versus Roche Chanel. So
but not only that. So that was made. If you check Mission Pro socials, there's a little promo video or like a video of some stuff that happened after the last show. But I'm also just talking about Izzy's title match versus Tiffany Nieves.
Oh, obviously.
Which, I mean, she called, but they haven't officially made a graphic and put that. But so already, only a couple weeks after the last show, we have four matches pretty much set for that card to begin with.
Pretty sure I already got my ticket.
I did too.
Yeah, I gotta check that. So,
and the tag champs will probably be defending their new belts. They were on the poster.
Yes.
I mean, I know.
That was a match that hasn't been made official yet, but that was one challenge, wasn't it? Didn't Maya World challenge Kaya Dream 1-on-1?
Oh, you're right. That was a challenge at the last show, so maybe 5-man. Wow, that card's filling up really quickly.
And again, a couple of these are already grudge matches, and it's like a grudge from like just the last show. It's like, oh my god.
Well, Tommy, you coined it, and we've talked about it for like a year now at least. Mission Personal Wrestling.
I know, but damn it, it's like it. But it feels like they hadn't been as personal the couple shows prior, and now they're like, oh, that's right, we're Mission Personal Wrestling. Everyone hates everybody here.
Burns, get to us after the show or later this week. We'll get you.
Yeah.
And then one final thing we'll note: it is Izzy Moreno. Speaking of which, 17th birthday today. So happy birthday, Izzy. Obviously, the social media posts have come left and right. It's pretty amazing all that she's accomplished, and she's just turning 17.
I was just about to say that. I was like, it's my side isn't for her. It's just like 17. Honestly, at 17, I graduated early from high school. That's what I did at 17.
I did.
And it started in college. But it's the fact that she's just done so much and she hasn't got started yet. And I really feel like she's one of the people who got a good head on her shoulder. She has a good group of people around her. Her parents are super sweet, super supportive. So, dude, it's I'm gonna hate myself for saying this, but it almost feels like she's kind of having like that Taylor Swift-esque rise in wrestling, though. I mean, I don't mean to say that facetiously. I mean, like, seriously, like, she's starting off like, just like, who's this kid? And, by the time she's 20, we could be like watching her from JC's house at WrestleMania. We know her. Mm-hmm. It's like we hung out with her a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you with that. I mean, obviously she's like, I know everyone who's, or at least the majority of the people that we know that watch us that are in the chat on a regular basis, they've been around, they know, like, she's serious about this.
Oh yeah.
But anybody who still thinks it's just like, oh, remember that kid from NXT? Like, get Title Match Network and watch Mission Pro. She is destroying that idea match after match after match.
No, it's no longer that kid who's just trying it to see how it works. No, it's that girl who's doing her best. Okay, I feel like she's one of the people who's doing her damnedest to have the match of the night wherever she is. It's like if she ain't the match of the night, she's gonna be damn sure one of your top 5 of the ones you saw that night. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yep. And it's just that wrestler now. I mean, that's as simple as that. It's that wrestler.
Yeah.
Moreno. So.
I mean, like I said, she looked like Raven's daughter at Mission Pros. I think I put that in my notes. I sent to you guys. Like, she looked like Raven's daughter to me, and I'm like, yes.
Tell me like a story, like a short story of like Raven's daughter is something you have written, or like the offspring of Raven in wrestling is.
I haven't written it directly. But if you're talking about how many characters I've created that have been influenced by the Raven character, we could be here a minute. Now, if you want me to just do a quick summation of like Raven's daughter right now, I could do that. I'll do it right now.
I do also like that, like, we're the nerdy kids. I mean, we have pretty decent upbringings, and we're like, yeah, I relate to Raven.
Yeah.
Although, was it?
The irony has never been lost to me about that, by the way.
No, but was it WCW that like did that thing where he was actually rich? Like, he actually grew up like a fluid?
No, that was WWF. Johnny
Polo.
Okay,
it was WWF. Okay, yeah.
It was Johnny Polo.
Well, no, there was Johnny Polo, but I thought they did a storyline or vignettes where, like, actually his family was rich and all that. He's just, like an entitled little brat. I don't know. It's fine.
No, because you're totally right, but I can't remember what his name was. Johnny Polo was something else. Hold on.
No, Johnny Polo was him before Raven. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember Johnny Polo.
Scotty Flamingo? Was that what it was? No, that was USWA. No, that was WCW with Scotty Flamingo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Johnny Polo was WWF.
Yeah. Okay. That I do remember.
Right. Okay, sorry.
All right.
Squirrel. Well, that's what happened just now.
Cool. Well, then let's get into what is going on this weekend. We'll start with what's happening on Friday night. TNA Under Siege.
Woohoo!
Exclusive TNA Plus event, and honestly a pretty decent looking card. While the the World Championship is not going to be defended on it, there's still some pretty stacked matches and a few that I definitely have an interest in. Now, pre-show, we just know that the FBI is wrestling somebody. We don't know who yet. I don't recall if this was an open challenge or it's going to be
CIA or the
something else, right?
Can I say something real quick?
IRS.
Of course.
The FBI may be one of the most underrated wrestling acts of all time, because the fact that no matter who they have in the group, what incarnation or what they do, they're single-handedly some of the funniest guys that you could have on your card.
Yeah.
Nunzio, Little Guido, whatever name he goes by, is always a highlight of any show he's on, because that dude does not mind taking an ass kicking, and he's just always a ton of fun.
At one point, wasn't Tracy Smothers in the FBI?
Yes, he was. I think wasn't Vincent in it for a bit?
Maybe that, I don't know.
Hold on, I gotta look that up, because somebody who was not of that certain skin tone was in the FBI. Hold on.
I mean, just like the Dudley Boys, it's
okay, but that's different. That actually has some basis for it. Papa Dudley got around, so
All right. Well, while he's looking that up, let me get into the main card. We're going to start with that because we're just waiting to see what's going on with the pre-show. I'm pretty sure they'll announce the opponent tomorrow on Impact itself. So
it was JT Smith. That's who it was.
There you go.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Starting with Hammerstone versus Jake something. Hammerstone fresh off his series with Josh Alexander. So.
Wait, are we picking or?
I was gonna ask you guys. Do you want to pick this one? You just kind of want to. What are you thinking?
It's TNA, so.
Well, I'm looking. There's no like 17-person match as far as I can tell.
No, there's not.
Yeah,
crazy, right?
But there are tag team matches, and those are always a coin toss in TNA. So
yeah, you are not wrong.
All right, you can't be rolling dice on this one. So
I could just even or odd, just even or odd.
All right. Mike, you want to make a pick of this one?
Hammerstone.
All right. Tommy?
Yeah, Hammerstone. I feel like they're building him up to something big. You don't have like 3 matches with Josh Alexander off the bat and them not like planning for something big for you.
Yeah, for sure. Sticking with Hammerstone as well on that one. So, speaking of Josh Alexander, he's teaming with Eric Young against Steve Macklin and Frankie Kazarian.
Okay, see, here's right where I was talking about. Like, it's like seriously, it's like literally the second match we're talking about as far as our picks go, and it's like I'm confused.
Well, I'm gonna go with Alexander and Eric Young on this one. Like we said, the series he had with Hammerstone coming out on top of that one, it would suck to kind of. I know it's a tag match, but just kind of kill that momentum. So I'm going with Alexander and Eric Young. Mike, what about you?
Sure, that sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Never go wrong choosing Josh Alexander. So
right.
Yes.
Tommy?
Yeah, okay, I'll go Alexander and Young.
All right.
Yep.
Now, fresh off his return to TNA, Broken Matt Hardy is teaming with Speedball Mountain to take on the System. The System, of course, comprised of Moose, Brian Myers, and Eddie Edwards. So, obviously, it seems they're building up towards Hardy taking on Moose for the championship. Possibly at the next event. I think Slammiversary is what's coming up in June, next month, actually. So, Mike, who do you think's coming out on top of this one?
On a completely unrelated side note that has nothing to do with anything other than Matt Hardy, you know, we talked last week about how he went to WWE and they couldn't or didn't want to do it exactly the same, so they made him Woken Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
Looking back, I'm a little disappointed that they didn't make him stereotypical woke and like start, being like, oh, y'all can't say that. Oh, like let's do things the politically correct way. That would have been a much funnier thing than just it's Broken Matt Hardy, but we don't want to say that. But anyways, just something that popped in my head since last week. Matt Hardy and Speedball, like surely you're not going to have him lose right off the bat. I don't know. Yes, Broken Matt Hardy and Speedball. Broken Mountain or whatever they're called.
Wait. All right, Tommy.
Wait, Mike, did you? Never mind.
Well,
you know what? Matt and Speed Mountain,
but woke Matt Hardy would be okay with that because you got,
I don't care what woke Matt Hardy would be okay with right now. I didn't ask. I don't ask a lot of woke people things because sometimes woke people even get on my nerves, and they're supposed to. Anyway, but Matt Hardy and the guys. Let's just do that. That's
not the guys. It's one dude. It's Speedball.
It's him and Trent.
It's him and Trent. Mike Bailey. Yeah.
Oh, Speedball Mountain. You're right.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
So. No, that's in my head though. What Mike said.
Excuse me. I'm actually going with the System on this one. I don't think Hardy takes the pin, but I think either Seven or Bailey does, whether it's from Moose or one of the other guys. So that's where I'm kind of feeling on this one. So
kind of unrelated, but there was like a picture of like Moose like working out his legs. He's like trying to get bigger legs or something like that. I was like, and I immediately thought, I said, for what? What are you trying to do when you spear someone? Actually cut them in half, bro? What the hell?
I mean.
It's funny you mentioned Hardy's time with the Woken character in WWE. I'm reminded of like probably the best promo they ever did. I think it was Jeff Hardy and Finn Balor walking backstage.
It was, no, that's about, yeah.
Yeah, Hardy there, and then they're talking. his Woken style, and Jeff kind of goes right into it. Bray comes out and refers to Jeff as Brother Nero. They do the whole bit, the whole talking, and when it's all done, Finn Balor looks at Jeff like, "What was that about?" And he's just like, and then they just keep on walking. So
I remember that because Seth was there too. This is after WrestleMania, and like Seth and Finn were like,
"Yeah, that's
what
right.
The hell there too." He said, "What was that about?"
Yeah. Jordan Grace. This is a mixed tag match. Jordan Grace and PCO versus Steph DeLander and Khan.
They literally teamed up Wonder Woman and Bizarro.
Yeah. And this is honestly the tag team I didn't know we needed. I'm gonna go with Grace and PCO,
bro.
So real quick, see, in Legacy, Woken Matt Hardy could have gone cancel.
Yeah, exactly. See?
Oh damn, that would have worked.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Damn, that would have worked. Now that you say the cancel part, that would have worked.
And actually, Legacy, Matt Hardy's social media has been he's been on top of that since before there was social media. Like using the internet for good and bad has always been a strong suit of Matt Hardy. So
got him over when he got suspended over that whole Edge Lita thing.
Turned into a great storyline. Yeah. So, well, I'm going Grace and PCO. Tommy,
Grace and PCO.
Mike.
I'm going to go DeLander and Khan just because I feel like she's got to get over at some point, and in a tag match is such an easy way to get that.
That's fair.
Okay.
Like not over Grace overall, but they got to get a win in there somewhere. So.
Okay. X Division Championship, Mustafa Ali versus Ace Austin, and this has been hilarious how this match came together. I don't know if you guys are aware of the story on this one.
They signed a contract?
No. Basically, Ali had like a ballot box set up, and he had members of the roster vote to determine who he was going to be wrestling. When they tallied the votes, Trey Miguel had won by a suspiciously large margin, apparently. Probably because the Rascals, the Rascals get involved, being accused of vote tampering and all this stuff like that. So Ace Austin had the second most votes, and so Miguel and Ace Austin had a runoff match to decide the number one contender. It's election season; you can't help but laugh at it.
Runoff match is hilarious.
Yeah. So Ace Austin ends up victorious, and so he's getting the challenge on Ali here. So
because that reminds me of like that whole joke during the election in 2020 where everyone said Bernie's cashing in. They had a picture of him like running with a steel chair.
I remember that meme. That was great.
That was awesome.
And also, if only.
Yeah. That being said, I'm going with Ali to retain here. Mike, what about you?
Same.
And Tommy?
Yeah, same.
Okay. And finally, Knockouts Tag Team Championship. Spitfire defending against Alicia Edwards and Masha Slamovich.
It's not Decay, so I don't care. Okay. I'm kidding.
Well, who are you picking, Tommy?
I don't know. I think I should go Edwards and Slamovich on this one because I think Edwards, she's part of the system now officially, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, and I don't know where Killer Kelly is, but it's hard for me to bet against Masha Slamovich only because she legit terrifies me. So yeah, I'll go them. Slamovich and Edwards.
Mike?
Spitfire. I kind of figure they'll keep them for a little bit.
Yeah, same for me on Spitfire with that one as well. So, especially because they just got that one. So
that's fair.
All right. Well, how can you watch Under Siege? It is TNA Under Siege, not Impact Under Siege anymore. It's Friday, May 3rd, 7 p.m. Central Time. Pre-show starting around 6:30. It's at the Washington Avenue Armory in Albany, New York, and is available exclusively on TNA Plus.
Any truth that Steven Seagal is going to be there?
I think you ask that every year, but
probably
so.
It sounds like something they would do.
And what's worse is every year I find it funny. That's what that's the worst part about that.
Look, one year I'm not going to ask, and he's going to show up, and you're going to be like,
"It's actually going to happen."
Yeah.
Well, maybe if they have it in Russia with Masha Slamovich's hometown, I don't know. I hear that's where he lives now. So.
All right, before we get into Backlash, I just quickly want to remind everybody, I think we all do, NostalgiaCon is a little over a week away, about a week and a half away. So
it is not this weekend, but the following weekend.
Yes, following weekend. We've mentioned that Thunder Rosa is going to be there. The Hybrid School of Wrestling will be having matches. This is an old graphic, but they did confirm Issy Moreno, the birthday girl, is going to be there on May 11th and 12th, I believe. So, still time to get your tickets.
And wrestling related, Rikishi will be there, not like at our booth. He'll have his own area, but he'll be there. And for all the information on like photos and autographs, you can go through the NostalgiaCon website. So yeah.
Yep.
Don't forget you can still get your 5% off with the Legacy.
Yep.
Look at those faces.
The nostalgicon.com. So
yeah.
So all right. Well, it's time to discuss Backlash, or as it's being called in the WWE circles, Backlash France. Not WrestleMania Backlash, right? So at least we don't have that to worry about.
Le Backlash?
Le Backlash?
Le Backlash. You know what? Backlash France, fine. Cool, because they deserve it. It's cool that they're good to get in the show. Just not as long as WrestleMania is off the damn title. Jeez Louise, didn't need that. I'm never going to be over that. that.
It's fine. I mean, there was also Great Balls of Fire, so hopefully those are
good. God, I actually did forget that one. Oh my God. But no, it's hilarious. Like every now and again, I'm reminded that they actually call the pay-per-view that. Like seriously. And then it's flaming balls as the actual graphic.
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested to see how this comes out because remember last year's Backlash was Puerto Rico. And all intents and purposes, a lot of us thought that was the best crowd like all year. And quite frankly, France has got a lot to live up to if they want to sit up to that Backlash crowd because that's gonna be hard to top.
So but what JC is saying, guys, is he hates you French people. He doesn't believe.
No, I don't.
Wow.
Unlike Joe Henry, he does not believe in you.
I'm saying. Anyway,
nice.
Backlash though is where we started seeing a lot of those like single camera shots that we see more often now, especially with the drones and everything like that, with Bad Bunny's entrance, whatnot. And I'm kind of liking the new production feel. Like those single camera shots are really cool. I think the draft was presented pretty well. I love the CM Punk and Drew McIntyre promo back and forth. The CM poop sign that somebody had, and actually when CM Punk was done signing, he actually found that girl and signed it, took a picture of the sign for it, which is hilarious. So you can tell everyone's having fun, enjoying what they're doing, and still having a little bit more serious like that. So it's definitely the Paul Levesque era. It's not the PG era, especially some of the language coming out of it, but it's still been pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on the shortest limb ever and say not having the specter of some old man yelling at you all the time has probably made it a much better environment back there.
I said it before, I'll say it again. Michael Cole's having a blast finally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes too much fun, but it's okay. He deserves it.
No, and look, because of all the years he had to put up with,
I know exactly.
I'm like, you know what? No, he's not having too much fun. He's having the amount of fun he should be having because Dobby is a free elf. So,
oh, that's great.
That's hilarious.
Well, let's talk about what we got coming up for Backlash, starting with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline. The Bloodline being the team of Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga, by the way.
Ain't nobody realer than Gorilla.
Mike, who do you think is taking the victory on this one?
I'm going to go with the Bloodline because I still think they're headed toward an Orton-Owens matchup at some point. And I think they teased it with Logan Paul, and they kind of outsmarted him each time and never fully turned on each other until they realized in that triple threat they just had to fight. But I think the Bloodline a little more sneaky. I feel like you don't want to bring Tama Tonga in right to a loss, and you don't want, with Roman out for a while, we don't know how long, but with Roman not there for a while, I feel like you don't want to start making the Bloodline feel less and less significant. So I think they get a win. I think it may play somewhat on a miscommunication between Orton and Owens. So that's where I'm going.
Yeah, I think so too on that. I'm going with the Bloodline, especially with Solo, who's established himself as the new tribal chief. Like, it would look pretty shitty if you're the new tribal chief and you take an L. So
I can't wait to see how that goes down when Roman gets back.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be a little Civil War or whatever. But I think Orton and Owens, like you said, they may not get along. They may have some miscommunication issues. And for all we know, we might get a match with them coming up into like SummerSlam or Money in the Bank, something like that. So, Tommy, where are you going on this one?
First of all, I want to first start off by pointing out how one of my favorite memes that said whenever AEW signs someone, who's that? I've never heard of them. Tama Tonga signs WWE. Oh my God, it's Tama Tonga. It's like, you fake asses. Anyway, but I'm going Bloodline too because I feel like, yeah, I mean you can't bring in someone like Tama Tonga who clearly Triple H knows who that is to put him in a storyline like this so early and then have them lose. Unless it's like by shenanigans, like, a DQ finish or a count out or something like that. But I feel like the Bloodline's going to win it here. But to see, I know that they're on separate shows for a reason, but oh my God, I want a reunion between Finn and Tama Tonga so bad. Like, they just pass each other
Could
and
happen.
just be like,
could happen.
Perfect possibility here for like just a backstage walking past each other, one of those things.
If Carl Anderson could be there too, I would just thank the Lord immediately.
I want to say this in the nicest way.
AJ Styles there too, by the way. So
do the Good Brothers seem like they're busy doing a lot of other things at the moment?
That's fair. Well, no, the only reason I say that is because those three and Bad Luck Fale were the original four of Bullet Club.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I would like to love to see the original Bullet Club, the actual OGs of the club, actually see each other. That'd be great.
But they'll still just call it the club because
Yeah.
Well, I don't know actually. Triple H might allow them to mention it.
He keeps letting them pretty much talk about it anyway. So
yeah, you're not wrong. Yep. See, I got to get out of that old mindset of WWE. It's hard.
Yeah,
for sure. So,
especially since
all right, women's
probably won't be there too much longer. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
Women's Tag Team Championship: the Kabuki Warriors against Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill.
I mean, I'll go first if you want.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with new champs because they are strapping the safest rocket I've ever seen. I think I've decided that's the way I'm going to put it.
The safest rocket!
Like, they know that Jade Cargill's a big deal and they're pushing it like that, but like, they're not going crazy with it either.
Right.
Like, if you, like, I know we always have to go back to this back and forth stuff and it's dumb, but I feel like saying if you're someone who criticized the way AEW handled her, then you can level the same criticism at WWE from introducing her and then like not bringing her on for months until the Rumble, and then basically putting her in this trio so she doesn't have to carry anything or be there on her own. And honestly has two really talented women to like team with and kind of mentor her there.
But to say that WWE and AEW did the same thing is a tantamount to saying Satan and God are the same person to some fans. So.
To some people, yeah, you're not wrong. But also, and I hate to say this, if there seems to be one thing that is held over from older WWE, it's not treating the Japanese talent that well, or not having them as
or Asian talent in general.
I understand they are champions, but I don't feel like they've been presented as the strongest champions in their time with the belt. So
well, no, and to be fair, Belair and Cargill is a freaking dream team of a tag team. Like I'm picking them to win, and honestly, they're probably going to hold these championships for over a year.
Tommy, is that just Team Abs or
Team Abs, Team Biceps, Team Triceps, Team what is the muscle in the thigh? Whatever that is, that's the team they are too. So
Quad.
There you go. I couldn't think of it for some reason. The word quad would not come to my mind.
Ask Kevin Nash. I'm right now.
Oh.
So you're going with
bang, bang.
Belair and Cargill also, Tommy?
Look, here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
I have no choice but to go with Jade Cargill for like everything until she loses. And even then, I still have to pick her. Why? I interviewed her. So therefore, I admit I am fully biased. I have no choice, guys. I'm sorry. She put a spell on me, and it's still working. It's been nearly a year. Hasn't worn off yet, and next year isn't looking any better. So
I'm with you 100%.
Yep. All right, women's championship: Bayley defending against Naomi and Tiffany Stratton in a triple threat match. Is anybody not going with Bayley on this one?
No, not.
No.
There's no way. Not this soon. Not a chance.
And look, don't get me wrong. Speaking of strapping rockets, Tiffany is a future champ. They obviously have high hopes for her. But not this quickly.
No.
Like, not. I'd be fine with, even though she's kind of like taken over as, the fans love her now again. She's kind of a face. Like Tiffany hitting her perfect moonsault and on Naomi, and then Bayley tossing her out of the ring to take the pin or something like that. I'm okay with that in this situation.
I almost feel like instead she'll hit the perfect moonsault, but instead Bayley will hit her finish on Tiffany and her.
Then hit her at the rose plant after
the rose plant.
Yeah.
That's a good
idea. World Heavyweight Championship, Damian Priest defending against Jey Uso. I'll start. I'm going with Damian Priest. It would suck for him to lose this quickly, but I'm definitely enjoying the promos where everyone's trying to go for Jey, actually hit someone else. He's just looking at him like, damn, So those
awesome. This past Monday was the best. it had Big Friday energy, as you got knocked up.
Yeah.
He just walked and joined their side to be like, oh.
Yeah, he's like,
yeah, no, same thing. And honestly, they're doing Clash at the Castle again.
Yeah.
But it's literally in Scotland this time.
Yep.
There is no way that is not Drew McIntyre versus Priest. I mean, I guess it could be versus Uso, but yeah, it's got to be. Hey, what's up, Sean?
It's got to be Priest, especially with what's been done at WrestleMania.
Okay. So, okay. I was kind of torn, but you guys convinced me. I'm going Priest. I was really torn.
Okay.
Hey, honestly, I see Jey Uso as a potential Money in the Bank for this year.
Oh yeah,
I think so. I can imagine him running around with that briefcase for however long he can hold it.
When he goes to cash it in, yeet. Just tosses it to the red.
I can see it.
No, all right.
Until we yeet again. I was like, that is the most dad joke thing Cody's ever said, and that's kind of why I love him more. So.
Well, speaking of, Cody Rhodes defending the WWE Championship against AJ Styles. And quite frankly, you look at all these other matches and think, okay, maybe this one could steal the show. This one is damn sure going to be the main event, and this is the one people are going to be looking forward to because Cody versus AJ is going to be off the chain.
I have to get this off my chest real quick. Because I almost threw my phone. Look, it was my fault. Mm-hmm. I was on Reddit. I know I shouldn't have been.
Yeah, okay. First mistake.
Someone in Squared Circle posted trying to convince people, why do we think Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles are going to have a great match? That AJ Styles has been mid for the past couple years, according to this person. And successfully trolled, I guess, because I was just like, how can you be a human being? It was
currently suppressing cuss words. Like
no kidding.
Like,
it's Reddit. Just let him fly.
I know, but
yeah,
it's like
sorry. It almost flew out anyway. I almost said it.
That being said, obviously I've got to go with Cody to retain for now. But I'm looking forward to that.
I'm thinking this match is going to go at least 30 minutes, and I'm going with Cody to retain for sure. This one's going to be amazing. Tommy?
Yep, going Cody.
All right. Well, we're all kind of straight down the line picking the same thing for Backlash.
Yeah, that happens a lot after WrestleMania, right? There's a little bit of that hangover. Like, you're not expecting big changes right off the bat. I mean, we could be wrong in a few things, but you never know. Yeah. Bernsey, you say this so often, and it's so simple and true.
And that's the funny part is like he says it a lot on stuff I post about that's wrestling related, and it's like every time he posts it, I laugh because he's so right, and it just doesn't occur to me to just think, yep, you can't fix it, because I'm just like, how can people say that? And he just says that, dude, you can't fix stupid.
Can't fix stupid.
I'm just like, that's so accurate. Why do I keep forgetting that?
All right, well, Backlash is on Saturday, May 4th. At noon Central Time, guys. Hey, grab a lunch, watch some wrestling. Pre-show, I think it's going to be around 11:30. It's at the LDLC Arena in the Saint-Pierre, Lyon, Metropolis, France. Yes, I practiced how to say that.
Thank you. Watch your French, sir.
I practiced how to say that. It's going to be on Peacock. So Anyone that speaks French out there, I hope I nailed it.
Very good.
Well, thank God Wikipedia has a thing where you click a button and it pronounces it for you. And I was just practicing that.
So, that's awesome.
Yes.
I forgot it has that.
I was working on that since last night when I put the agenda together. So
you want to know? You want to know what's funny? Do you want to know like one of the reasons I can like somewhat understand the French dialect pretty well?
What is
the
that?
sheer number of times. You're close, but the sheer number of times I've watched The Count of Monte Cristo is the reason why I've watched that damn movie so much that the number of French words is like I can mimic this a little bit. So.
Oh, it's such a great movie too. I love it. So,
dude, oh my, it's one
hard
of my
to believe the
ever.
Son is Henry Cavill. If you go back and watch that too,
dude, I didn't know that. I didn't know that till 5 years after Man of Steel came out. That was the same guy, and I rewatched. Kind of Crystal, of course, a dozen times since then. But then I was watching it one day, and I was like, "Why does that kid look? Why does Albert look like I've seen him with something else now?" So I finally looked it up, and I was like, "Son of a bitch, he's Superman!"
I thought it was because of La Resistance. You know, Sean, the thing, and you know this as an old wrestling fan, I have to look back and wonder how many times people were presented as being a certain nationality and they really weren't.
Yes.
So could I have trusted some of those teams, the Quebecers, La Resistance? I don't know. No, you know what you're talking about.
Remember that wrestler for ACW, Dingo, who went full on the Australian gimmick?
Yeah.
Even to the point where he was drinking Forsters in the bar after the shows.
And the funniest thing I've heard is that Australians hate that beer.
Yes, they do.
Most of them don't.
That's
they think it's stupid. It tastes horrible. Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's probably the only beer they can legally sell in America because any more alcohol content, and you have to put it in liquor, basically. So
this is funny. Kev on Stage, who's a comedian. You guys ever heard of him? He's a black comedian.
I think you've shared it.
He was talking about wrestling gimmicks that he didn't know were fake until he's like, of course you know the Undertaker and everything. Of course you know that's fake. He said, but Yokozuna wasn't Japanese. He was Samoan, and then he said
he was Hawaiian.
He said this and this killed me. He said, and Razor Ramon, he was just a white man, and I died laughing.
Yeah, two things. The only reason I knew about Yokozuna is because I used to get all those wrestling magazines, and I remember this story about him when he was Kokono Maximus or whatever his name was.
Honestly, I didn't know about Yokozuna till way after the fact. Seriously.
Yeah, but the Razor Ramon thing. When you look at a picture of AWA Scott Hall, it is Tom Selleck full 80s. Like you're like, how do these two people? It is 100% how are these the same person? Yeah, seriously.
Magnum PI is badass.
Actually, it's you showed them two pictures they're the same person. That's impossible. No, seriously, they're the same.
No,
person.
They're
not. One thing to call out, what's coming up on the horizon, though, May 11th, in addition to NostalgiaCon going on that weekend, we got BOWs having a show. Woodlawn Gym. Yep. United 210 on May 17th. That is a Friday. That is our next event at the Yard. RCW running on May 26th, the same night as Double or Nothing, by the way.
Once again, Memorial Day Miracle.
Yes.
We need to get a spur in the house. Again, Casey, we mentioned this last week or 2 weeks ago. I forgot what it was. Not Sean Elliott. Keldon Johnson randomly follows Casey Blackrose. So I think we need to get Sean in if you're going to call it Memorial Day Miracle.
Again, it's at Good Shepherd, right?
Yeah, it's at Good Shepherd.
Okay, set up a spot where the Memorial Day Miracle, where it would be on the court. If you make it, you get 2 free tickets to the next RCW event. Yeah. It writes itself, Brandon. So yeah.
Sure. Sean, there's an address, but the Yard is literally in a neighbor it stashes Dad's backyard.
1003 McCulley Avenue. It's on the
something like that. Look up the address, but it's literally just a backyard. It's a great environment. Lots of people that go to the hybrid RCW shows will show up there. But yeah, it's literally just a really nice big backyard area.
And of course, Mission Pro's next event is Summer Lovin' on June 15th.
There's two more things. Well, you missed hybrid. So hybrid has two shows this month. May 18th. May 18th is the throwdown in Lytle or something. I don't know. It's at that pub in Lytle, Texas. Look on their social medias for info on that.
Not that far drive, by the way, people.
Right, it's really not. It's barely anything. And then the next weekend, the 25th, they're back in their own gym for what is it? Jefe de Mayo.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and they've got Daga.
20 days too late.
I got to look it up, but they've got a couple people popping up at the show. So, there is tons of wrestling in May between NostalgiaCon weekend. The next weekend is is United and Hybrid. Then the following weekend is Hybrid and RCW. So again, great way to survive the end of the school year is just NostalgiaCon and wrestling.
Can't wait.
So yeah, get your tickets.
All right. Well, with that, let's move on to our 1 minute warning segment here. Oh, you're supposed to be down here. Why are you doing that? Mike, do you have something this week?
Well, I'm going to see if I can share this real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me see if I can pop this up. Hold on. All right, let me see if I can share my screen. Okay, so first of all, look, I've had this truce with Callie for a little bit of it. We're trying to be nice to each other, but I also feel like no good deed goes unpunished. So several of the members of Hybrid have joined Cameo, which is awesome for them. Nice little way to make extra money, get people to, buy you little videos and stuff of, maybe hyping them up, happy birthday, get them break up with someone for you, whatever, Casey Blackrose. I've seen it on Cameo.
I've seen it happen.
Yeah. Casey Blackrose joined, which is super cool. And our friend Michael May decided that one of the first ones they should do is to get him to roast me, because I guess that's what friends do. Can y'all see this?
Once you share it, I'll be able to see it. So.
Well, it says I'm sharing. Let's see.
Did you click the button? Or you need me to do it for you?
Well, no. Okay, hold on. I got you.
It's back.
Yeah, I see.
There it is.
Let me see if I can make this.
There you go.
Bigger. Okay, and let me know if y'all can hear it.
Face back briefly.
Hit the icon on the bottom right of the window.
And I am doing this cameo request from Mike to
Can y'all hear that?
Big Mike.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you want me to roast Big Mike, the president of my fan club. There's not much that I can roast Mike about, but I can on one thing. You would rather spend your Sunday night watching the spiciest chica calientita and not Casey Blackrose? I was waiting all night to see you at RCW Mania. And I know if you were in that crowd, I probably would have had what it took to be the new champion. But you weren't there, and that's why I lost. So, Big Mike, I blame you.
Oh my God.
I have more than enough regrets in my life. I don't really need to throw that onto the pile. Mike, thanks for that, buddy. It's as I tweeted on X and I shared that with friends like that, who needs enemies? And also, I'm just trying to be civil with Callie. All right, like I'm not the head of her fan club. I'm not like putting her over all the other ones. All right, just so we're clear, I'm trying to be nice to her. We're cool. But if she's fighting Izzy, apparently if she's going to fight Casey soon, if she fights Denise, we know who we're choosing. She fights Jasmine. She fights Angel Blue. Probably Angel Blue.
Taking Angel Blue.
But yeah, but
that's like my nightmare come true.
I'll accept it, Casey. We did try to get over there. I also shared on that tweet that my picture with La Leona and said there was also another reason we rushed over to RCW after the show, but just gotta be honest about things. So yeah, that was Casey. So I apologize about
Hilarious.
that, Casey. You can put that on me. It's my bad.
Again, promoters, please try and not schedule shows on the same day at the same time. It puts us in a bind like that as fans, and it sucks. So, good stuff though. Tommy.
Okay, I was just gonna say, that being said, though, the whole night was really awesome.
It was awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
Tommy, you got something this week?
The fact that he blamed us is hilarious. Yeah, it's a little bit of a downer, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Yeah.
Maybe ready, set, and go.
Okay, so in contrast to it was not contrast, but in along with what happened last week, the tragic passing of We Love Wrestling's Trey, aka Terry. Today marks the 3-year anniversary of the passing of the infamous Sean Banks. Been a rough week for me. But I just wanted to take the time to say that both guys were walking through as to how wrestling is awesome. How loving it doesn't mean that you have to hate the aspect of it, and how it can bring people together. Got me great friends like Terry, like Sean. Missed them both terribly. It's been great seeing the outpouring of love and support that Terry's been getting from across the wrestling world. It was literally all over the country. People were honoring him, and it was really cool to see. Terry, rest in peace, my man. Thanks for the great memories. Same to Sean Vex. May you also continue to rest in peace. And yeah, man. That's it. Thank you guys for everything.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I know I have to follow some pretty heartwarming ones, but I'm gonna take the clock off on this one because, quite frankly, it is another birthday this year, and actually, May 1st, 2008, 16 years ago, we were treated with 2 minutes of epicness. And we're gonna put that on right now, and hopefully you guys.
Oh my!
Can y'all hear it?
No,
not yet.
Damn. I don't know how to share the sound on this. Did y'all hear it or no?
No, I couldn't hear it yet.
Let me see.
Is it from?
It's from Twitter.
No, but is there something on the screen you shared?
Hang on. Dang it.
Do you hear it when it plays?
I hear it when it plays. I guess you guys can't.
No, I can't hear it.
Can you move your mic toward the...
I can put your mic. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it the hard way. So here we go.
They say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at Sacrifice, you got a 33 and a third chance of winning. But I got a 66 and 2/3 chance of winning, because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even gonna try. Oh, Joe, you take your 30 and a third chance, 25% chance, and you got an 8 and a third chance of winning at Sacrifice. Then you take my 75%, one-on-one, and then add 66 and 2/3%. I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice. See, but I'm gonna break it down for all you ladies. Would you rather be with me, or would you rather be with Joe?
Well, I think Joe's kind of nice. I mean,
See, you one of those girls that like romance. I'm gonna talk to all my freaks out there. Would you rather come home to me, a genetic freak, satisfied every night, or go home to that fat-ass Small Joe? See, tonight, we're gonna win. We're gonna be the world champion at Sacrifice. Come on, Petey, let's go.
Scotty, just like you always say, Big Papa Pump has got your hookup. Well, Maple Leaf Muscle is who you need to look up. Holler if you hear that.
I always forget the rest of it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Just the second he gets the 30,
the lady that was with what was her name in TNA?
Shaka Khan.
Raka
Khan. There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
That's one of those where you got to go back and watch hers and Petey's faces as he's going through the different math stuff, because she's like,
yeah. The funny part is, I was looking at Mike's reaction. I feel like Mike was like trying to count to make sure the math was still adding
no,
up.
we've done this.
I know.
Done this. He pulls what he adds up makes sense.
Yeah.
Like his addition does add up correctly. It's like maybe ask Tina, it's like that AP problem. Like they did some stuff wrong, but the math they did with it was right. So there's partial credit in there somewhere.
If you have Fubo TV and just watch the TNA channel, there's a dedicated TNA channel. They show old Impact episodes. They show old pay-per-views. At least once an hour, they'll have a classic that will pop up. I promise you. So
they better.
Yeah.
Is Tommy frozen?
Oh no, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Oh
no,
God, you were staying. I'm sorry, you were staying so still. I was like, I haven't heard.
Pulling a Drax the Destroyer on us for a second.
Seriously.
But even if I think Pluto TV might even have a channel for like seriously, that promo always pops up, and it's hard to believe. It was 16 years ago today. He cut that promo.
I laugh at the staying power of that thing. The fact that he said that so long ago, and yet and still, it's still so good. It's still so good.
And respect to all those wrestling fans who do TikToks of them memorizing it and doing it along with it. I love that so much.
Oh,
because he knows he can't beat me. I'm always like, shut up. I hate this.
But I got a 6 2/3 chance because Kurt Angle, he's not going to try.
Years down the road, I will say this: has he gone to the Hall of Fame yet? I can't recall.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Years down the road, when inevitably W probably buy TNA, let's just throw it out there, and he gets inducted into the Hall of Fame, whether it's with his brother or not, he needs to recut that promo on the freaking stage just for the hell of it. So
they did put the Steiners in last year.
They did put the Steiners in.
They did. That's right.
That's right.
They did a story with Braun where they had Rick in his ring or something, right?
I think so.
Where he got kidnapped early in
that's right. They sure did.
But if they ever if Big Papa Pump somehow gets in the Hall of Fame somewhere, it needs to like be redone. I mean, maybe on the 20th anniversary, who knows? But it's funny, everything that he's done in his career, and some would argue that's the most iconic thing he's ever done is that promo. So
and those people are kind of right. So
So
I mean, Mick Foley used to joke about for all he did, he got the biggest pops out of a crowd for pulling a sock out of his pants. So sometimes something just connects.
That's true. Well, thank you everybody for watching us on this week's episode. Whoa. What's up? Can you hear me?
It's not used to being done at this time.
I know, it's crazy.
It's early in the minute. It just hit an hour.
TNA Under Siege, Friday, May 3rd, 7 p.m. Central Time, exclusively on TNA Plus. And WWE Backlash in France, Saturday, May 4th at noon Central Time on Peacock. Kind of awesome. Get that a little early on a Saturday, too.
Le Backlash.
Thank you, everybody, for watching this week's episode of the WrestleCast. Next week, we're going to be recapping everything we talked about today, Under Siege and Backlash, and looking ahead to BOW's event, and as well as what else, if we get some news about what matches may be taking place at NostalgiaCon from Hybrid School of Wrestling, we'll find that out as well. Hopefully, talk about that as well. So,
and follow NostalgiaCon, our socials, Hybrid. Some of the wrestlers have already been doing just not like match promos, but basically little promos about being there. So, if you like Hybrid, a lot of those people are going to be there and having fun. So come join us out there.
If you like Hybrid and you can tolerate Cali.
Hey, one thing we forgot to mention, and it's kind of cool. Roxanne posted a picture with her T-shirt. I don't know if y'all saw that.
Calientita shirt, yes.
Yeah, I did see that.
And
I mean,
a side note of that, those shirts, all the Calientita shirts, are now on Pro Wrestling Tees as well.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Once again, we got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
We got Mike.
Thanks, guys. Be good to each other.
And I'm JC. And as always, heels and baby faces, remember, pro wrestling is real.
People are fake.
Reach for the sky, boy. Bang.
Adios, Gunther.